Hey, what's up? It's Lucas over at Man-Made, and today I want to talk about a process for cleaning up cast iron surfaces like this Rockwell bandsaw table here. It's seen better days. It's got some pretty heavy rust on it, and fortunately there's no pitting, so we're just going to talk about dealing with the rust. Pitting is its own separate animal. Typically what I do for cleaning up parts like this is I will dunk it in Evaporust, or I will use an Evaporust gel, and then I will come back after with various grits of sandpaper and bring it up to a polish. So I want to try a new product. I want to try a couple of the items from T9 Boeshield. They make a few great products for dealing with rust and corrosion and inhibiting rust and corrosion. So we're going to try the rust-free rust and stain remover to get this cleaned up. And then once it's all cleaned up, I'm going to use the T9 on top, which is a protectant and essentially lubricant. It doesn't transfer to any wood or anything like that, but it gives a nice smooth surface to allow material to slide across it. So we're going to start by getting this product out and working on the top. One of the things it says is for light corrosion, spray it on and wipe off with a rag. This is obviously not light corrosion. This is going to get tackled with this here and a Scotch-Brite pad. So just some good old-fashioned elbow grease. So let's get to it. So this is probably 10 minutes worth of scrubbing with the Scotch-Brite. As you can see, most of the heavy corrosion's off and you're starting to see a lot of that cast iron through. But I think that's pretty good for this product here in terms of just a cleaner and Scotch-Brite. So at this point, I'm going to carry this through and get it all finished up, and I'm going to do that by sanding. So I usually start around 120 grit, 80 if it's really bad, but I'll probably start around 120 grit on this and work my way up to probably a 600. To get in here, I usually use a wire wheel to get the grooves or the T-tracks here. Same thing around the edge. The edges are going to get painted anyway, so those don't need to get stripped down completely, just cleaned up. So I'm going to wire wheel in here, and I'm going to sand up here and get this all cleaned up, polished, so that I can use the line on top. So for this table, what I actually ended up doing was starting at 80 grit, and instead of stopping at 600, I worked my way all the way up to 5,000. I figured I have the pads for it, and I may as well get it as clean and as polished as possible before using the T9. So right here is the 600 grit paper. And at this point I'm switching over to the polishing pads. 1,000, 2,500, 3,000, and then 5,000. And you can absolutely see that sort of mirror finish starting to occur. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we've got it pretty well cleaned up and polished up. Pretty evident that someone was doing stuff that they had no business doing with this table. Looks like it was ground at one point. There's a bunch of gouges here, but nonetheless, it is pretty glassy smooth. So now we'll finish it off with the actual T9. So with this stuff, literally spray it on, let it dry, and then kind of give it a light wipe. I'm just going to give this, now that I put a coating on it, I'm going to give it a little wipe off with the trusty old rag sock here. So smooth. So smooth. Look at that. It just glides. So smooth. I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. This is part of a restoration project I've got, a 1930s Delta Rockwell bandsaw, 14-inch bandsaw with the riser block. The whole thing was in rough shape. The whole thing was painted inside and out with galvanized paint, so that's going to be a decent project to undertake. But this table here was in bad enough shape I figured it would be a great chance to do a little video on how I clean up my cast iron, one of the ways I clean up my cast iron, and try out a couple of these new products. So I'm pretty happy with them. I think it came out really nice. It's super smooth, wood glides across it really well, and yeah, I'm pretty happy. Looking forward to trying the blade and bit cleaner too, but these have worked very well. If you've got a different process you use, if you've got other tips or tricks, share them down in the comments, and thank you for watching.